Good morning, Top Fan Rivalry followers. It's time for another Astros in orbit. I'm dressed up a little bit today because Susie threatened me and said if I don't look like Santa Claus, I need not show up for the show. So I am trying to comply as much as possible. I think what Susie was trying to tell me was hit Weight Watchers, but I mean, I don't know, Susie. What were you trying to tell me by telling me to dress like this?
Sir, I don't mince my words. If I was gonna tell you that you needed to go to Weight Watchers, I would have told you so. Like, I forgot my Grinch outfit today, so I apologize about that, but, I think I
It's
think
funny
your
because
Santa hat looks delightful, so
I had to renew my license, and as I renew my license, it says, "Has anything changed?" And I thought, well, as far as like seeing or anything like that, because I can just do it online. And no, and then I looked at my height and I'm like, well, that hasn't changed. I looked at my weight and it's actually 90 pounds heavier than I really am. I'm like, well, oh well. I got the best driver's license. Normally most people it's like a mugshot.
mhm.
The lady says 1, 2, 3, and I went,
And she let
that's my
and they
driver's
they let
license.
you have it? They
Yes,
let you
ma'am.
wow, okay, that's
Yes, ma'am.
I
Yes,
have
ma'am.
my driver's license, I'm about 40 pounds heavier in my driver's license, and the picture on it, I'm all, "I really probably should get it changed," and I have purple hair in it, which it caught me in, like, the 3-week span of when I had purple hair, and, now Texas driver's licenses are black and white, and so now you can't tell, but you can definitely still tell that I was, like, 40 pounds heavier, so I was like, "Alright, well, till,
Mine
uh
was,
till 31, 11/31, I will still look 40 pounds heavier." I was like, "Alright, or whatever."
yeah. Driver's licenses here. The reason why I did that was because I realized my driver's license was expiring. And the last day for the year to get your driver's license renewed was the 26th of December. And I had totally forgot and I didn't make an appointment. And usually that's the death of everything.
Yeah.
And so the line was literally out the door and around the corner when they opened the DMV. And I'm towards the back of the line because I figure DMV opens at 8 o'clock. I'll get there at 7:30. I'll get in line. No, it was no bad news. And so I literally was in and out of there, including an eye test in 26 minutes. And so I'm like, awesome. And so when she said 1, 2, 3, I said, oops, it was
That's
awesome.
fun.
So, all right, we can talk about DMVs all day, but has there been any kind of Astros off-season news? Seeing that this is Astros in orbit, has there been any off-season news that we should talk about?
Relating to the actual team, no, and, like, any player moves, no. There's been some drama on Astros Twitter with a reporter that apparently one of the town publications has hired, and apparently she forgot to scrub her online presence before coming to Houston, and needless to say, she's not a fan of the Astros or Altuve. And so,
Oh,
Astros Twitter has been welcoming her with open arms. If you
oh.
don't get my sarcasm there, I mean, they're not at all, and they're really, really not. So, now granted, they did go after our beloved Jose Altuve, and so if anybody knows that the city of Houston defends literally no one harder than Jose Altuve, that it's that. So, uh, yeah, I feel bad for her.
So what's her name?
I'm not gonna out that. I mean, if literally if anybody goes on Twitter and just, like, searches it, I'm pretty sure that they'll find it pretty easily, but
We'll find it pretty easy.
it's a yeah, it's a decent blow over thing that, and now she's gonna, like, deactivate her social medias because she's getting death threats type of thing. So I'm like, it's really not that serious, guys. It's sports. Like, I get it, but it's sports. Like,
I know,
what are we
but when
doing
you're
here?
talking about a team, when you're first of all, scrub that stuff and shame on HR for not looking into her first ahead of
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
So shame on HR, but look at your team. And I mean, every team has the sideline girl, right? It's usually somebody that you're looking at and you're going, hey, or as Joey Tribbiani would say, hey, how you doing? Right?
right.
It's usually that person. It's not the most knowledgeable person or the most Ivy League grad person, usually not. It's usually the person that's been in a few beauty contests. And so, you know, yeah, but shame on HR for not looking that up and saying, you probably want to delete this before we hire you.
Yeah. And I get it, and so it we're all fans, right? But I'm pretty sure that if I was going to, apply for a job, let's say in Arlington, and, I would be writing about the Rangers, I'm pretty sure that I would go through my Twitter and be like, "Hmm, I should probably erase all of these really mean Ranger tweets that I've," Now granted, I'm a full-grown adult, and I pretty much, if I'm gonna put it out there online, it's gonna stay there because I'm not dumb. So I but it's one of those where you're like, "Oh, you should think about those type of things."
Yeah,
But,
you should have thought that all the way through. Yeah,
yeah. So
yeah.
it is what it is, and hopefully, she learns what an actual amazing, uh, angel of a person Jose Altuve really is, and maybe that will be her, I don't know, like, repentance? I don't know. Repentance is not the word that I wanted to use, but
No, that's a
it
that's a good word because if I'm Jose Altuve and I know about this, I can do one of two things, right? I can choose to ignore it and let her interview me and yada yada yada, or I can make it a big deal and like kind of stay away from her.
yeah.
And so that will only exacerbate the problem if he does that, but he's
Oh,
welcome to
yeah.
do that.
Well,
Right.
for sure, and absolutely not one person would blame him if he did, but that's not who he is as a person, and that's, I say, 90% of why he has gotten the vitriol that he has, because he's not come out and literally defended himself. He's always had said, "I was part of the team, and as part of the team, we all have the blame." And
Yeah.
not one time has he said, "I wasn't the one who did it. These other people are the ones who did it." Not one time. And so I think that especially in the fans' minds, is going to cement him like top tier. All will lay down our lives for Jose Altuve type thing. So, um, had she gone after like Carlos Correa or, literally anybody else besides Jose Altuve, I'm pretty sure that the vitriol would not be as harsh. But
Well, and honestly, you got to know your audience. She should have known to delete that stuff anyways. And right now, Jose Altuve is the face of the franchise
yeah.
and will be for quite some time. I mean, some people in Astroland call him the best Astro ever. And so,
Yeah.
I mean, but it's one of those things. So in 1988, long before social media, I won't mention the reporter, but Bob Costas, at the beginning of the game in the first game of the 1988 World Series, basically said the A's are dominant. The Dodgers are not supposed to be here. Kirk Gibson's not going to play. There's no way that the Dodgers have a chance to win. Well, Tommy Lasorda heard that and played it for the team. I don't know how he got a copy of it, recorded it or whatever. Played it for the team and used it as a rally cry. So when the Dodgers won and Tommy Lasorda basically cut Bob Costas out of interviewing and like, you know how he's typically in the dugout and does the in dugout thing. No, they cut him completely out of that. And then at the World Series ceremonies, Tommy Lasorda basically called him out. Um,
Oh,
yeah, I mean, you don't mess with the crazy Italian like Tommy Lasorda. And he
yeah.
basically invited him in when they won the World Series in Oakland and basically said, hey, thanks for the rally cry. We appreciate that. So kind of similar, but this poor girl's going to learn real quick in the age of social media, right? And it goes for everything. Everybody's going to find things. And
Yeah.
you just got to be careful from stupid pictures that you took in high school with people to things that you've said. Like everything is free game.
Yep.
Everything is free game. And don't do it in a state where you can carry a gun legally.
Well, now to be fair, she actually is from Texas, so she knows as it is. But yeah,
Is she a Rangers fan?
that she is.
Oh,
That she
you got to be kidding me. Somebody do some research. This is boo on the organization for even like, are you kidding me? Come
Yeah, no,
on.
and again, I get it. Like, we all have our fandom, and, fan is short for fanatic, and so she wore her fandom loud and proud. And so again, and Now, that's not to say that you can't be a fan of another team, that's totally fine, but when you cross that line and now you start talking stuff about other teams and other players, that in and of itself is where the problem lies, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no. No,
So
and so in all case in point, Alana Rizzo, who now works for the MLB Network, she was the on-field reporter for the Dodgers for about 7 or 8 years. Grew up in Colorado, huge Rockies fan, but could be very impartial, right? And when the Dodgers would play Colorado, she'd mention certain things. Oh yeah, I grew up coming to the stadium, and she would say stuff on social media, but you've got to like she tapered it down because she realized that she was getting paid by the Dodgers,
right.
right? If you're going to be with a rival team, that's fine. If you don't, if you want to talk trash, don't cash the paychecks. Go do something else. Obviously, the Rangers didn't hire you, so don't cash the paychecks. Stop it. I mean, now I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to look up this person and see if she qualifies as the non-Ivy League person in the beauty contest type thing.
Well, and so the publication that she is hired for got confused with another publication, which a very prominent sports writer that has now since moved on to The Athletic,
Mhm.
they literally everybody thought and had confused the 2. So, um, and rightfully so because the one is within the name of the other. And again, I'm not gonna call it out here, but, you can do a Google search real quick, and figure out by my context clues what publication I'm talking about. But they're owned by, like, the same parent company, and
Yeah.
so the one is the actual newspaper publication that is printed, and the other one is strictly online, and it's for the lifestyle culture side of Houston, apparently, and so that's the side that she got hired for. But she's supposed to cover the sports and the life and all of the things, and that was, like, supposed to be her main job, or is going to be her main job, I don't know. But she got a very warm welcome to
Now I'm gonna have to
to
look this up. This is awesome.
Astros Twitter. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and the Athletic's funny to me because it's basically all of your MLB writers and employees in the off season. That's what
Well,
it
see,
is.
we had, so the guy that used to write for our local newspaper is now the Chronicles, or not the Chronicles, excuse me, the Athletics, um, writer,
Right.
and it cracks me up personally because, down here, you either you either really, really, really dislike the guy, or you're just like, "He's the reporter for the team, like, I don't understand what you want from him." Because for me personally, I don't want a super homer as the reporter,
Right.
like, I need you to report the facts and get get the stories and write about it. Like, I don't need to hear your personal feelings on the matter. And I think that's part of the issue was so many people wanted him to be a super fan, and he's not. And there was another guy before this current guy, and he just disappeared off, like, the face of the planet. And for a long time, The Athletic didn't have an Astros writer, which kind of surprised me, but it didn't because it's The Athletic, so
Right. Well, yeah, it's one of those, again, it's one of those things that you just kind of go, okay,
yeah.
makes sense. So, we are officially just under 2 months now from pitchers and catchers reporting. Is there anything that you're looking at and saying, oh, come on, fellas, let's do this? Or, oh, gee, let's stay away from this?
Yeah, I really, really would like another frontline starter. I There's a lot of big ifs in our rotation, and I'm just not super comfortable with it. I would love another frontline starter that I know every 5th day, hand the ball, we're good to go. And, like I've been preaching, I would love Corbin Burns. We're not gonna get Corbin Burns, but I would love Corbin Burns, especially since, he's not he's here for 1 year. He'll go get his big free agent contract somewhere. By then, hopefully, I think our 2, well, Spencer Arrighetti is supposed to be one of our guys on the come up. Maybe, hopefully he will be ready to slot into the fifth slot, and then hopefully Hunter Brown will have taken the leap that I think that we all know that he can make. And maybe we'll be a little bit more comfortable, with like Luis Garcia back, and hopefully Lance McCullers' glass elbow has somehow made it into, I don't know, like something stronger than glass. I don't know what's stronger than glass, lots of things, but I don't think glass can actually turn into anything else besides that. But I don't know. Hopefully our rotation can surprise me
Okay.
in a good way. Fingers crossed.
So I'm I'm willing to tell you a few free agents that are out there. You can have Clayton Kershaw,
No, thank you.
Dustin May,
I Well, he's supposed to come back for y'all by the
2025.
Are you sure? I thought I read reports that he was supposed to come back during the All-Star break, or ideally. No? Oh, okay.
Probably 2025.
Hmm.
You can have Tony Gonsolin if you like.
No, thank you.
Uh, Boy, that was quick. Um, I mean, we might even be able to get you Jamie Moyer, pull him out of retirement.
Probably not. No, thank you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just giving you options here. There's plenty of options out there. Um, Unfortunately, there was two major signings in the last week. Shohei Ohtani signed with the TopFanRivalry crew for $1 billion.
How much of that
Uh,
is deferred? How much did you defer on that?
no, straight up. It was just
Oh,
straight up. Yeah, for
oh,
10
awesome.
years. Yeah, we signed him for 10 years. And then the Dodgers came to us and said, "Hey, we'll give you the $1 billion." And then they ended up giving him a contract for 700 million that was deferred. So those are two big things. I don't know if you saw the first one on social media or not, but it was there.
I
And
did. I
obviously,
think I did, yeah. It was a little bit
oh,
under the radar, but yeah, I saw it for
yeah,
sure.
I mean, honestly, if it was on social media, it's got to be true, right?
For sure. Mhm.
I mean, yeah.
1000%.
Yep. So as it sits right now, we are on December 15th. Obviously, I got my Santa Claus hat on. December 15th, as it sits right now, are the Astros contenders for the American League West?
Yes.
Are they contenders to go back to the championship series?
Ye Yes, but with the caveat of
Is
if everybody is healthy and Jeremy Pena has learned how to hit a slider or lay off of a slider, and if Jose Abreu gets enough rest, and if Alex Bregman is playing out of his mind because it's a contract year, and if Jake Myers no longer has a noodle arm.
yeah. Um, you know, I didn't. I mean, that sounds like a lot of ifs. Is there like a if they eat a certain amount of Bucky's brisket, or like is there something else that's there too? But I mean, that's a lot of ifs. So we'll see, right?
Yeah. But I mean, it's baseball, right? I mean, that's what literally everyone says, it's baseball 'cause, the Dodgers are over here spending 9 gajillion dollars, and
All deferred.
7.9 of it is deferred, and they're trying to put together, a super team, and I get it. I understand. Y'all got your feelings hurt by the 84 win Diamondbacks and that got swept and said, "You know what? We're not gonna do this again, so we're just gonna spend all the money and do all the things," and you see how well that worked out for the Mets. So hopefully, hopefully it works out.
Yeah,
I say
yeah,
hopefully,
yeah. I'm
not really though.
I'm in agreement with you. It's kind of weird, right? But it is what it is. It's baseball. Again, the game is not played on paper, right? If the game were played on
Mhm.
paper, the Mets and the Padres would have been in the league championship series.
Yep.
If the game was played on paper, the Yankees would have been in league championship series, probably with, let me say this in Texas, with y'all, right?
Not probably not this year though. I'd say maybe, well, this upcoming season probably. Last season, not really though.
There was not a team that I thought could win the West except for your team. There was no team in the Central. And on paper, the Yankees are dominant.
Yeah, but on paper also the Blue Jays are are up there as 2. So,
That's true.
and that's just my Yankee bias coming out. So I'll just say
Yeah,
Blue Jays.
there you go. There you go. Yeah. Bang, bang, fastball. All right. So, with the last couple of minutes that we have, I want to play a little game with you real quick. I did this on another interview. Since we don't have a ton of Astros stuff to talk about in Astros in orbit today, although I do want to look up this sideline reporter. This is going to be amazing, and you'll have to tell me more about this. But I want to play a little game called start one, bench one, cut one. So
Okay.
you're gonna of the three names I'm gonna give you, you have to start one, you have to bench one, you have to cut one.
Okay.
Okay. All right, we're gonna start easy. Maldi, Pena, um, Yuli Gurriel.
We are starting Jeremy Pena. We are benching Yuli Gurriel, and we are cutting Maldi.
Oof, really?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Start one, bench one, cut one.
Okay.
Ready? Nolan Ryan, Jose Altuve,
Ay, ay, ay. Okay.
Yordan Alvarez.
Ay! Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, God. None of these answers all of these answers are gonna get me canceled, Bill. That is this what you're trying to do?
No, no.
Someone is going to clip this and be like, "Oh my gosh, this girl is so dumb." Oh my gosh. Well, now I need to know who we're playing. Who are we
No.
playing, Bill? That will that
Think of
that
them
will
in their
determine
primes,
my
okay? Think of them in
answer.
their primes.
Crap. Oh, no. Well, okay. I'm going to oh, no. I I'm gonna die is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just, like, say, "Oh, that I've got my Wi-Fi went down, Bill. Okay, bye." So I don't have to answer this question. Alright, in their prime, okay. I don't think Jordan has hit his prime yet, so I am God, am I gonna oh my god. Am I gonna have to cut Jordan Alvarez and bench Jose Altuve and start Nolan Ryan?
That's what I would do, honestly.
I think that's what I'm gonna have to do, and that hurts me to my core,
No,
Bill,
it's
to my
no,
core.
I get it. I get it. I'll give you the one at the end that I gave Dave that just made him struggle. All right. Here you go. Start one, bench one, cut one. You ready?
I'm not, no.
You're like, I don't like this game anymore. I'm out.
My
Okay,
heart hurts from that last one, Bill.
in their prime, in their prime, Hank Aaron, Barry Bonds, Ken Griffey Jr.
Are we talking pre-steroid Barry Bonds or
Just Barry
post-steroid
Bonds in his
Barry
prime,
Bonds?
which is probably steroids, Barry Bonds.
Oh god, okay. See, and I can take the cop out role and be like, "That was all before Baseball Susie, so I don't really know."
I know. That's why I gave it easy on you.
Oh my gosh.
But I know you read stuff, so
I do. Okay. Oh my god. Um, um, this one's gonna break my brain too. This one's not gonna hurt my heart though. This one doesn't hurt my soul like that last one did. But this one's just gonna just break my brain. I will probably have to bench Hank Aaron, got Ken Griffey Jr. and start Barry Bonds. God,
you know it's
that
funny. I asked that same question of Dave there in Houston, and he said, you start the kid, you start Griffey, you bench Aaron, who he said would be comfortable being benched in that scenario, and you cut Barry Bonds because of all the drama around it. But I like your answer too. I
that
like your answer.
all of that makes hurts me. I don't like that. I don't like it. I don't
Okay.
like this game, Bill.
Hey, how about this? How about Turnabout's Fair Play? Two more. And Turnabout's Fair Play, you're welcome to do the same thing to me next week on Astros in Orbit if you'd like.
Okay. Okay.
Because I will Turnabout's Fair Play. Just ask away. All right, here we go. You ready? We got two more left. The last one's going to hurt your heart. Okay. The last one's going to hurt your heart, so I'm going to go easy on you. All right. Justin Turner, Alex Bregman, Nolan Arenado.
Ooh. Start. Okay, well, we're gonna start with the easiest one first. We're gonna bench Justin Turner. We are going to start Nolan Arenado, and we're gonna bench Alex Bregman.
You're going to cut Alex Bregman.
No, I'm cutting Justin Turner.
You said bench him. Okay, good. Okay, so you're cutting JT, you're benching Breckman, and you're starting Nolan.
Yes.
That's exactly what I would have done. Okay, you ready for the final ones? It's running out of time. You ready for the
Yes.
final one? This one's going to hurt you. Greg Biggio, Jeff Bagwell,
Ay, ay, ay.
Jose Altuve.
Ay, ay, ay.
Ah,
God, love it. Okay.
this one will get you canceled in Houston.
Starting Jose Altuve,
Hmm.
benching Bagwell, and cutting Biggio.
Okay, okay, okay. Fun times, isn't it?
No, no. Parts of these are gonna get clipped, Bill, and I'm gonna get canceled. And I'm
You're
gonna
not going
blame
to get
you.
clipped and you're
I'm
not going to
blaming
get
you if that
canceled.
happens, Bill. Golly.
Listen, for those of you listening to Astros in Orbit, Susie had no idea. We had talked about playing this game, but Susie had no idea what the questions were. So if you're going to cancel anybody, cancel that reporter that is saying bad things about the Astros. Do not cancel Susie. She runs a great podcast in bourbon and baseball. She also is the Astros in Orbit gal. So you can't cancel her. She's too cool, right? So now turnabout's fair play. So next week when we do our show, you're welcome to do the same thing to me.
So am I giving you Dodgers players?
You can give me Dodgers play. You can give me any players if you want,
Okay. Okay.
and I'll
That's
I'll take the brunt of it. See, I played Would You Rather with Thomas, and he gave me some really hard Dodger crap, like really hard to the point where I was like, okay, this isn't fair, because like when you're asking me Sandy Koufax or Don Drysdale, who would you rather have? Where's the right answer, right? When you're asking me who would you rather have, Duke Snyder or Gil Hodges, right? Who would you rather have, Will Smith or Mike Piazza? Wait a second, this isn't fair. Like,
See, except for the Will Smith part, all of that is before baseball Susie. So I'm gonna be like, "Nah, I can't, no."
yeah,
So
yeah,
maybe I'll do like prime Clayton Kershaw versus prime Yu Darvish, or
you Darvish.
didn't you guys have Yu Darvish for? Yeah, you guys had Yu
Yeah,
Darvish
don't
for
get me
a
started
hot
with that
minute.
dude. Don't get me started with that dude. I could have told you that we were going to lose Game 7 of that World Series on one play. On one play. Do you know what that play was?
I do not.
Okay, on one play, homie gets a ground ball to first base. Instead of doing, now you train on this from the day you pick up a glove, you train on this. Okay. And what you do is you run to the line and you run up the line with the batter. That way you can put yourself in position so you don't cross yourself up. Right. And then mentally, he wasn't there because you guys had manhandled him beforehand. So he didn't think about it. And instead of running up the line, he ran directly to first base. Well, the
Mhm.
first baseman, Max Muncy, had made a bad throw, and Hugh had to twist around and missed it, and a run scored. Had he had not done that and done what he was trained to do ever since he was in Little League, he would have been able to make that play. The run doesn't score. But I knew right then and there, mentally, the Dodgers weren't in it. And all I have to say is what Big Dave says: bang, bang, fastball. That's all I have to say. So, Susie, you are awesome. Can we do this again next week for Astros in Orbit?
Let's do it.
Would you like to? Would you like to play start one, bench one, cut one, and turn it around on me?
Possibly.
Are we
Possibly.
going to
I'll let
still
you
be
know.
friends after this episode?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Awesome. Well, Top Fan Rivalry followers, it's another great episode of Astros in Orbit. As you can see, Susie's got a great personality. We gel well together. That's why I invited her to do this. She also runs another podcast called Bourbon and Baseball. You can find it on YouTube. Make sure you're subscribing to both Top Fan Rivalry and Bourbon and Baseball. Susie does a great job. She's got some great guests on. That side of it, though, just as Susie would say, it is more PG-13 than PG, right?
No, no, the bourbon and baseball is rated R. Bill, I
Okay.
appreciate you. I appreciate you trying to pare it down just a tiny bit. No, but it's rated R over there.
Okay.
But yeah, we have a good time. I'm actually interviewing Blummer. If you know the Astros, you know our beloved Blum, who was our color commentator with Todd Callis, and so I'm interviewing him later on today. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we are excited to continue to do this. And Susie, we appreciate you. We look forward to you next week. Have a good one, everybody.
Thanks, guys.